Welcome back to our channel. Today is the start of the spring semester for us, so we thought we would bring you some tips and tricks just to make college easier and some stuff that we do.
Yeah. So the first thing that we do is a lot of your assignments are going to be online, and teachers are not going to remind you at all. They don't care if you do them. They don't care. They're not going to remind you. So one good thing is a planner. And honestly, I never really write in a planner, and I never look back into it.
It's super hard to remember, yeah.
So what I do is I set a notification on calendar for an hour before and then also the day before, which means it just pops up on my phone or it pops up on my computer, and like I can't ignore it. So
exactly,
just do that the first day you get your syllabus. When they tell you what days your homework is due, just put that into your calendar and you'll get a notification, and it makes everything so much easier.
Especially because like in college, at least for us, so many things are due on like Sunday night or Monday night, and so you just like don't remember. Like you get into the weekend mindset and you're like, oh, nothing's due.
Especially at the beginning of the year when you're not used to like whatever homework assignment you have. It's just like my first chem assignment I just completely forgot to do because
I didn't do my online math for like 2 weeks because I didn't know it existed.
Yeah.
So, and that's another thing is like look at your syllabus, because sometimes teachers won't even tell you. Like they just assume that you read it. Like
so make sure you read through your syllabus and then write down in your calendar and set a notification for any time that you do have a homework assignment online.
Exactly, so then you won't forget like we do. All right, so the next thing is make a shared Google Docs with your classmates. So basically when you get to a new class, make some friends, and like they don't have to be like real friends that you hang out with, but just like talk to the people around you and get their numbers. And then you can make a document on Google where people can like sign in and add to it, and that way like all of your notes combine, and then you just have like everybody's notes to look at.
Yeah, and another nice thing with that is you can make like a little comment section on the side if you don't understand something, and people can comment back and like reply and tell you how to do whatever it is that you need to do.
Yeah, and like you always, it's so easy in college, like if you space out for 5 seconds, you completely are just lost.
Yeah.
And so like there's always gonna be blank spots in your notes, so if you have like 5, 10, however many people adding in, you'll always have all the notes, so it's just really helpful.
And then another thing with the Google Docs is your teacher should give you the email to everyone in your class, or your teacher will send out a group email, so you'll have it that way. And for 2 of my classes last semester, somebody made a whole entire class Google Doc for any midterms or finals that we had, and then put the study guide online, and then we just copy and pasted that into the Google Doc, and then everyone would be able to answer and add their input into what they thought the answer was, which is really helpful.
So then off of that for studying is Chegg and Quizlet. So Quizlet basically, like I'm sure some of you already know it from high school, but you can just like make your own flashcards and notes. So it's just like a really good way to like, you don't have to physically like write out flashcards.
You just type in anything.
Exactly. And then you can also like, a lot of times at school you'll have like online tests like in your own like room, and so you can like refer back to your Quizlet online, and it just like has everything. So, and
then another nice thing with Quizlet is like adding that like link to your Google Doc with your class, so everyone can look at the Quizlet. Or even if you have like a problem, you can copy and paste it into Google, and a lot of times it'll come up on Quizlet with the answer. So, and then Chegg, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. It's basically, you have to pay for it, and I don't, but I kind of wish I did. So basically they'll have like worksheets or homework problems, or basically any answer to any problem that you might need is going to be on Chegg, and it's going to give you how to do it and the answer. So
and like almost all your teachers
might be worth paying for.
Yeah, if you look up, if you like literally copy and paste or like exactly write a question off of something onto the internet, trust me, it'll pop up, because your teachers aren't that original. No. Like they don't make up their own
questions from online, and like, they're already there, and the answers are there too.
And so sometimes if you do it like word for word, like exactly how it is, then sometimes it'll even come up on like Yahoo Answers, but we've always noticed that like if it's nowhere else, it's always on Chegg, and like I haven't brought myself to pay for it yet, but we probably will, and so should you.
So if you have a little extra money and you're thinking that you need some extra help with a class, it might be worth it.
Hashtag not sponsor. I know, anytime something's paid for, it sounds like you're like sponsored. Like Chegg, if you want to sponsor us, go ahead, because I'd love to use that for free.
Oh, okay, and then another thing, we can insert like a little clip of how we use it, because you might not know what we're talking about. But at Target, they have laundry baskets, and the laundry baskets have wheels, and they have like a little suitcase kind of handle. And what I do is I take this and I put it in my car when I go and buy groceries, and then when I'm coming back up to my apartment, I have an elevator, so I load all of my groceries in this little basket and I can just wheel them on up instead of carrying 30 bags on my arms.
Yeah, and even if you have stairs, you can just like pick it up.
Yeah,
and it'll just be so much. Sorry, that was like super random change. Like we were talking about like studying.
Oh yeah, that was kind of abrupt.
But that's okay. But yeah, so that's just like really helpful because it's such a bitch to carry all your stuff up.
It really is. Or even if you're in a dorm and you're not grocery shopping, it's nice for like winter breaks or when you come back and you have like everything that you own and you have to carry it back into your dorm. So
yeah,
it's just a nice thing to have. Or even just a laundry basket, you can carry everything at once. But
because it's not easy to carry all that stuff up.
They're like $12 at Target and it saves my life.
So the next thing is kind of just like about like meal prepping and food. So in college, like everything, you just never have time for anything, even though like you have way more time than you probably did before, but somehow there's no time for everything. And a lot of times you'll have a class that's at 12, but like some days you'll have an 8 a.m. And you know, you don't have your mom there to like cook you breakfast, and like you also don't have like a scheduled lunchtime to eat. So two things is, first of all, just buy like some granola bars that you like and just always have like a couple in your backpack, because you just like get hungry randomly and like it really adds up to buy food like at school. And if you're a freshman, you probably have like a meal plan, so this might not apply as much, but like if you're living in your apartment or something and like you can't come home and cook sometimes, like, and you don't have time for lunch, so bring some granola bars. And then the other thing is meal prep.
So basically living in an apartment and having to buy your own groceries, prepare your own meals, like it gets to the point where you're hungry all of a sudden, all at once, and you just need something to eat. And it's so much easier if you have something like out prepared for you that you can just stick in the oven. Or an example of something I do is I'll make smoothies in the morning and I'll put all of the fruit or everything that I want in my smoothie, and I'll just put it in a plastic bag and I'll put it in the freezer, and in the morning I just dump it into the blender, push blend, and then I have like a smoothie ready to go, and I didn't have to cut anything out.
Exactly. And like it sounds like so easy, like why do you need to meal prep for a smoothie? But you could also like, you put it in the freezer, so you could like choose like all the different stuff you want for your smoothies, and you do like 7 of them, so you have like 7 days. And when you're getting up for an 8 a.m. in college, it feels like a 3 a.m. like it doesn't feel
like you're waking up with a crack
like
dawn.
If you're high school, you're probably like, oh my god, like stop complaining. Like no, seriously, like when you get to college, all of a sudden 8 a.m.
feels like death.
It's not okay, and you don't want to do anything. Like, so it's so easy that you don't have to even portion out or cut anything. You just literally take the bag out and just put it in, and then add some milk and just go. So it's just a good idea, and you can do that with dinners and stuff too. Like set out the ingredients, or just like
and there's also more videos on YouTube that I'm sure tell you how exactly to meal prep and what you should do with everything. But
we're not like
just in general meal prep.
It makes it a lot easier. So then our last thing is to do with waking up. So in college, like we were saying earlier, like you most likely, like some people have 8 a.m.s every day, which sorry for them, but most likely you will have like a different wake up time, or like different first class every single day. So some days it'll be 8, sometimes it'll be 9, some days it will be 2, like, and you don't have to wake up, but you should try and wake up around the same time every day. So obviously if you have like an 8 a.m. a couple of times of the week, we're not saying that you have to wake up at like 7 every single day, but you should try to wake up within the same time frame. So even if you have a 2 p.m. as your first class, it's not really like a good idea to sleep till 12 just because you can. Like you should still try to get up at like 10 at least, or before, because it just like helps your body regulate your sleep, and you'll get better sleep if you are on a schedule. So it's just a good idea.
It is a very good idea. Like I have class 11 3 days a week, and then I have class at 1 2 days a week. So just every day I wake up at 9:30.
And it's the same, and it sounds like you don't want to, because it's like, oh, I could sleep in, but it's a good idea. And you can like watch TV. Like you don't have to be productive. Like,
you just have to wake up and you can just lay there. But just getting up in general is you need to do that.
That's like our biggest mistake,
because we did that freshman year. We would just like, I had a class at 1 and I would sleep in till 12:30, and like
it's like not a good idea. And even on the weekends, like obviously weekends is like more lenient, but even if you do go out and you're like whatever,
don't sleep until like 1. Like wake up,
just
go
get
do
up.
something.
And even if you are like, you know, not in a good place to wake up, push through, because you don't want to let your weekends like set off your schedule. Because in high school, in high school, like staying up till 12 would be like your weekend, but here it's like 12 is a normal night, and here in college you like stay up till 3 on the weekend. So even if you do that, you still need to get up by like maybe like 10:30 and just like get up you don't have to do anything. You just sit there, but just get up so that you don't completely ruin your sleep schedule.
Yeah. But anyway, I think that's all for our college tricks and tips and
trips.
Tricks and trips and tips.
We'll probably have a lot more, but we just wanted to throw out a few just to get you started on the new semester. And we hope everyone that's in college has a good semester. And if you're in high school, maybe this will help you if you're going to college soon. So please like, share, maybe subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Emptiness weighing me down. Let me take a break to